Guys, that's your command today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you all here with me today. What could be better talking some Raid Shadow Legends today with you guys? Hey, I got my hands on the second faction lord, the only other faction lord. I did a video last week on Acelin the Stalwart. I'll tell you what, it's easy to be an ace when your teammates are Taurus and Marichka, right?
I wanna be loved by you.
Hey, Quintus, stop trying to sneak in my video, man. You don't belong in that conversation and that sentence with Taurus and Marichka.
What happened to all the hard work you put into it?
A lot of people seem to be down, though, on Fyna, on Fyna, Blade of Avaria.
Fyna, Blade of Aravia.
She's got the, I guess, the faction lord. What do you call this? A cape? What do you call one of these things? I don't know. The thing, whatever that is. I guess that's the Telltale faction lord aesthetic here. And she's not very. Again, the reviews are very mixed. Low. I guess mid, right, on these reviews. Faction Wars being the high, or Hydra and Faction Wars being the highest, and then a bunch of low to mid fours beyond that. But I am actually a big fan of this champion. Listen, guys, I asked you in the last video, and not many of you answered. I think I probably waited too long to ask till the end of the video, so I'll catch you at the beginning this time. What do you think of these faction lords, guys? Like, are you cool with it? Is it awesome to you? Is it dumb because they're so hard to get? I'm gonna be totally real with you guys. This is very embarrassing to say, but I've never been above being embarrassed here on the channel, have I? Have I? Think back to all the stuff that we did. A lot of singing.
Stuff that we don't want to remember, but we can't bring ourselves to forget.
Anyway, back to the embarrassment stuff. I logged in and I got her in my inbox. I got Fyna Blade of Avaria in my inbox as an event reward. I didn't even realize I was in an event for her. I must have just happened to do, was it like a summoning event or something? I totally missed it and I just had her.
What's this guy's deal?
I'm not gonna complain, you know, who am I? But yeah, that's kind of embarrassing and awesome all the same time. So what do we think of this champion? And it's this video, like, it's gonna be, I guess, a guide on Fyna Blade of Avaria, but it's really gonna be about the team, right? Because we assembled the best High Elf team that money can buy, ladies and gentlemen.
The best parts money can buy.
Very appropriate word choice for raid. But we have Fyna with Arbiter, with Supreme Elhain, who I think is the best nuker for PvP in High Elves. And then it comes down to who's gonna be the fourth. No, I'll give it to you now. It's gonna be Pyxniel! That's right, the worst legendary in the game, at least previously the worst legendary. I'll tell you what, she might be a pretty crappy legendary, but she looks so cool, man, doesn't she? I mean, golly, it's such a shame that this visual, this aesthetics went to this champion. You look beautiful. Ooh, Pixie, babe.
I think you're cute and I want to go out with you.
Me? Oh, yeah. Why Pyxniel? Well, to talk about why we chose Pyxniel, it wasn't, oh, let's just put a crappy champion with the rest and it will be fun for a video. No. Au contraire. She actually fits very well with Fyna, the Blade of Avaria, so let's read about why. First of all, Fyna's base stats kind of reminds me of like a Ghostborn, right? A little bit of everything. And a lot of it is speed. 113 base speed, that tells me she's got to be an arena boss. She has arena speed, or she has speed in all battles by 20%, but then crit rate in all battles by 15% only applies to High Elves, okay? So that's pretty cool. With that, and she brings an increased crit rate of 30%, so we can build our nukers to 55% crit rate. That gives a lot of room for extra crit damage and attack and whatever if we wanted to, okay? And we will do that in today's video, by the way. I think we have around like 70-ish% because I'm not sure if I'm gonna wanna use her as the aura. I'll use Arbiter. Anyway, I digress. Sword Through Time. Attacks one enemy, 65% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the target by 2 turns. A pretty nice ability, okay? When counterattacking with this skill, and she has counterattack in her kit, we'll team up with a random ally. Okay, so pretty cool. On the You Will Not Falter, such an amazing ability, right? It's a block debuffs, a block damage, and a counterattack on an ally on a 3-turn cooldown. The books go right to the cooldowns. I love it. Same thing on the A3, by the way. But it also resets the cooldown of all of their skills, okay? This skill's cooldown cannot be decreased, but if we use it on herself, we'll get the counterattack, the block damage, and the block debuffs, and we'll reset the cooldown of the A3. We're going to open with the A3 because it grants an extra turn. Listen, this will all make a lot more sense when we're done with the kit. I'm getting ahead of myself too much here, but Exalted Lineage is her A3 ability. It's her opening move because it's an increased attack, increased crit rate, increased crit damage. It's the perfect setup for an attack-based nuker, obviously, or a nuker in general, you know, provided she doesn't have the increased defense for a defense-based nuker, but you guys get what I'm saying. The crit rate, the crit damage, and the attack is beautiful. If there's one faction ally along with her on the team, you get an extra turn after this. That's where you can go into the A2. You can reset the A3, but I'd rather reset, you know, the cooldowns of another champion, or use it in a different way that we're going to be using it today. It's not for the reset ability, you know, even though that's really, really cool. If there's 2 allies, you know, so 3 High Elves, including her on the team, before placing buffs, removes all debuffs from all allies. So it's a full cleanse. Pretty dang cool. If it's an all High Elf team in the arena, or 4 out of 5 outside the arena, or 4 out of 6 in Hydra, then buffs placed by this skill cannot be removed. So the increased attack, crit rate, crit damage, all protected. All right, but it gets a lot better. So far you read the kit and you think, okay, you know, she's kind of like White Dryad Naya thing going on with the A2, and pretty cool. Like, okay to pretty good, right? Especially if there's a lot of High Elves on the team. But this passive is busted. If this passive wasn't conditional, which is obviously it's conditional for a reason, it's super strong, meaning that if there wasn't 3 faction allies on the team, this would be one of the strongest passives in the game, maybe the strongest. And I'm not being hyperbolic there. Let me tell you why. Whenever a buff is placed on an ally, fills their turn meter by 3%. Well, that's inherently very good, right? It fills every turn meter for every buff. If there's 1 faction ally on the team, allies deal 25% more damage when attacking out of their turn, so like counterattacks will mitigate the damage penalty. On the faction allies, 2 faction allies, whenever a buff is removed, stolen from an ally, or expires, so whenever a buff leaves an ally, it fills their turn meter by 10%. So if you get, I don't know, let's say you get 3 buffs from Fyna at the beginning of the turn, and then after 2 turns, they all fall off, all allies get a 30% turn meter boost. We also get a 9% turn meter boost when these buffs go on. So we're talking about a 39% turn meter boost just from A3 that we're giving all our allies. But the 3rd faction ally is what makes this the most insanely disgusting, broken, OP ability in the game, provided you're with all High Elves, right? So if there were a Taurus and Maruchka in High Elves, this would be it. Everybody would be running her, but there's not. So that's what holds this champion back. But in the future, who knows?
Stop imagining crazy ideas.
Allies will ignore 5% of the target's defense for each buff on them. It doesn't sound like much, or maybe it doesn't at first to some players out there, but you know, you can easily, because she's bringing 3 buffs here and 3 buffs here, you can get 6 buffs plus bolster a shield. You can get 7 buffs just off of basically this one champion, right? 7 buffs. So you're walking into any situation, heck, if you can get 1 more buff somehow from anywhere, right? 1 more buff, you're looking at 8. That's a 40% ignore defense. If you can get the full 10, we get a 50% ignore defense built into our nuker. So I got to thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like this is, you guys know ignore defense, that's everything, right? So if I can get a 50% ignore defense, right? If I can get 10 buffs or close to, if I can get 40 or 50% ignore defense, then I can get Helm Smasher or Savage. I can get my hands on a 100% ignore defense on any High Elf nuker I want if I can get enough buffs on the team. That's like a Jirgid the Breaker type, you know, ability. That's insane. Or like a Sky Piercer on Baron. So I started to get really excited about this champion after she magically appeared in my inbox. So let's see what I decide to do. This is where Pyxniel comes in, by the way, right? Get to the A2. She's bringing increased defense and continuous heal. Those are 2 buffs that nobody else on the team has. So that's why I have Pyxniel, but it's more than that on Pyxniel, right? Pyxniel comes in with, she opens up If the team, you know, they have a couple stone skins, I'm going against a ton of polymorph. If we don't go first, just depending on the situation, I'm probably going to go in with Grip of Winter, right? Increased defense, continuous heal on all allies. But if we happen to go first on our team, or they don't have any stone skin, polymorph's not going to be a big issue. Well, I'll go with Icicle Barrage instead, right? I'll just go with the 7 buffs instead of the 9 buffs vis-a-vis Fyna, and I'll open up and freeze everybody with the A3 on Pyxniel, right? So Pyxniel actually is it's beyond serviceable, because if I start with the freeze on Pyxniel instead, I can come back in on the next turn, increase defense, continuous heal, and then attack all enemies under freeze, places a weaken on them as well. So she can be a debuffer, and she can be a kind of a damage dealer, and she can be a buffer, and she can be a damage, you know, improver, increaser, I want to say. So she's really cool on this team. All right, guys, enough talking about the team. Let me go ahead and I was mulling around all kinds of artifacts this morning. I just want to check to make sure everything is good. I'm not going to go over every little piece on every champion here, but I will show you generally what we're working with here. So we have Arbiter, and we have her at 395 speed, okay? We have Pyxniel, who is at 283 speed with 405 accuracy, okay? She's not built for any damage. I don't even know if she has like halfway decent multipliers on her A2, because I've never really used Pyxniel that much at all. I know she's not like a nuker, but I wonder if she can do some good support damage. Either way, we do have a little bit of support damage here, but more importantly on Fyna, 345 speed, so she goes second. 385 resistance. I have her in Righteous Gear. Why not build a little resist on her as well? Because she has the cleanse, keep in mind, on that A3. And then we have, the only one I have to go in and tweak a little bit is Supreme Elhain. Supreme Elhain is a 62% crit rate right now, because I was trying her out as an aura lead. But I need to, you know what? Who cares? Let's use her as an aura lead. That way we don't have to do anything here, right? I have typical nuker build on, let's start easy and then work our way up, right? So I'm going to have to put her in the lead just so I can get all of that crit rate, okay? But I want to show you against an easy team to start out, just to show you what this squad can do here. Look at Pyxniel. She looks so good. She looks so good. You're looking good, girl.
It is sharp. That will cut.
So we start out with a bolster set. I have bolster on Pyxniel. So we're going to open up, as I said, with the A3. All protected nuker buffs, right? And then we can choose who to put the A2 on. I'm going to put it on Supreme Elhain. So look at that. She's already at 7 buffs. In this situation, I can go either way. I'm just going to go with the A2. 9 buffs, ignoring 45% defense built in. I mean, that's insane. So with Supreme Elhain's A3 crack shot, she grants an extra turn if you kill an enemy. She can kill anybody, you know, except for Skullcrown. She can kill anybody here easily. I mean, whatever. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. Supreme Elhain is normally I think, a very good nuker. I don't think she's like a top nuker in the game, but she can smack, you know? She's a very competent nuker. If you noticed, I do have a +2 Empower Supreme Elhain, which is pretty good, but I don't have her awakened at all. Neither do I have it on Fyna, obviously. I'd rather have her awakened than empowered, you know? But either way, she's still gonna be good. All right, so here we go again. You can see we don't need the cleanse in that situation. Now, in this situation, if I wanted to, if I thought that I was in peril, if the other team went first, if I thought I was going to die for whatever reason, I could just use the You Will Not Falter to get the block damage on an Arbiter and keep her alive for 2 turns to revive everybody else. So I do have some flexibility on what I want to do here. I could also put it on this champion, on Fyna as well. So this time, again, let's go in with the freeze. See, okay, kind of worried about this team. You know, they might cut in line, which they would have, but they all missed their turn because they were frozen, okay? Let's go ahead and pop off and take care of their Reviver first. 200 and whatever thousand damage. And then we go in, big girl nukes there. Do have to be careful of Nutcracker because he could wipe everybody out. But, okay, we're okay. You gotta be scared. You gotta be scared and careful going against Nutcracker. All right, let's keep it going here. Let's just keep going down the line here. So now we're getting up there. This is a very tanky team. Who did even have a nuker on this team?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, Harima. As I was saying earlier, guys, I was thinking initially Could I use somebody else on this team, right? Could I use so they have UDK. Let me, my mind's all over the place here. Let's give the 9 buffs, and let's just go into the AoE this time. Boom. Okay. So pretty good. They got emergency heal, though. I hate that. I hate, and I think it's pretty cool at the same time. I hate that blessing emergency heal. All right, so Harima's going to go. She might wipe. Ooh, we stay alive. Good, good, good. All right, all right. Let's just do Elva, whatever. All right. I need to... I shouldn't have even done that, but it's okay. Yeah, let's just turn meter boost here. Let's live on the edge a little bit, right? Gonna have to have a Harima A3. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. I'm having regrets. Can we kill UDK? Boom! We kill UDK. We get an extra turn. Let's go ahead and A1 there. Ooh, ouch. All right, Harima's gonna smoke. Oh, look at this. We can cleanse all this stuff off. We can take the extra turn, and we can put it on... We can put the block damage on Arbiter just in case Harima gets nasty on that A3. Isn't this great? You see how fast this team is, too? Keep in mind, all that extra turn meter we're getting from all those buffs on Fyna. It doesn't show up in the proverbial stat sheet, but it's good. All right, let's come back in here. I wish I had her A3 available, but we're alive at least, right? And we did that, how? Through Fyna's damage, through her whatchamacallit there, right? Her A2 to keep Arbiter alive there. Otherwise, we would be toast and done. Now we can heal a little bit here with the continuous heal. Oof, so close. It's a lot of damage. I'm not sure how much of this enemy defense has been mitigated by Harima. It looks like we're... I don't want to say we're going to lose this one yet. I don't want to say it. All right. Now, let me talk to you. Let me be real about a team like this, first of all, right? Super cool. I think it's one of the more fun arena teams that we've highlighted here in a while. And obviously all made possible by Fyna. I have a thought, though. First of all, I will say, to be totally real with you guys, as much as it really bums me out to say it, I don't think, ooh, should I go Arbiter? Now, I have to go Arbiter here with the A2 because I don't want to deal with that, and I knew I had to revive, you know? As you're seeing right now, though, oh, we're still alive. We're still alive. As we're seeing right now, I don't think it's going to be like a super viable team or strategy endgame. It's just not, I mean, you can see it right here in this battle, right? It's super fun, has a lot of potential, but it's just not strong. I mean, it's so cool, but the faction itself is not strong enough, I feel like, right? To take advantage of this in the end game as like a meta comp in like live arena or whatever, right? We're just missing, I mean, Supreme Elhain is very good, but we're just missing that lockout champion or something like those, like a warlord or a, you know, it's a Yumeko. It's so dependent on who a high elf is, who we can use as high elves. I don't think we're going to be seeing Pyxniel in the end game, but it's a really, really fun comp. Let's keep it going here for a couple more because I thought about other nukers I could use as well. You know, what other nukers could I use? An Ethos or whatever? I have Ethos, not empowered at all, but I have him fully awakened. But I think that I still think Supreme Elhain is going to be better for the arena specifically. Anyway, what I wanted to mention, guys, is with this whole thing, right? Let's just see if we can pop off UDK. He doesn't have Stone Skin. Should be able to easily. I mean, look at all those buffs. Look at all that ignore defense. Boom. And that was not very impressive, but we did. All right. Sify, did she take a turn yet? I'm not sure if that was mitigation or not. Either way. Here's one thing that I was thinking about for faction lords. I want before I run this by Plarium, I want to run it by you guys, right? And this is important because I think it could be actually I think it's a really good idea if I do say so myself. But I'm not sure. I haven't run it by anybody, right? So that is, do you guys think that it would be better to have faction lords unbannable in live arena as a perk to being a faction lord?
I need it more than you.
I know it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But the problem with faction lords is I love the concept. I think it's super cool. It's a really, I love that there's one faction leader or whatever that can get so much more out of everybody else in their faction. To me, that's like really awesome. But you can't use it in live arena at all because they're obviously just going to ban the faction lord if it's too powerful or if all the synergy is built around one particular champion, right? Do you think making a rule like that would be, oops, I didn't even notice that I was going right into Stone Skin. Do you think making a rule like that would be like, okay, it's a little bit much to have special rules for special champions, because I can understand that point of view. But I mean, look at her counterattacking. It's insane. Look at with the counterattack. Oh. Boom! I was thinking that would be a really cool idea, personally, you know? Would love to hear what you guys think about it too. But to me, I was like, you know what? That might be pretty dang fun, because then it would really mitigate the only downside is that, like, live arena, they're trying to push live arena. I know a lot of you guys don't care for live arena. I actually really like it. We got locked out and dead here. So that's gonna, if we don't go first, that's gonna be a problem on this team as well, right? But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that idea? Can't ban faction lords. They're unbannable, right? That way you can build teams around them, and it can inform the type of strategy that you decide to use. You know, I think on that last battle, or a couple battles ago, I should have just, let's try to knock out Pyxniel. Nice and easy, man. All this ignore defense from a champion who she's not supposed to have any ignore defense in her entire kit, you know? I like it. I think it's super, super cool. Let's go in here. We'll take the extra turn again. She'll revive. We'll come back around and we'll nuke them all to death. Boom. There we go. Kinda. So there it is, guys. That's my video spotlight. I think this is a really cool team. What do you think? This is officially, by the way, the first highlight ever of Pyxniel in action on the channel. She's finally got her time in the sun. Finally. Let's do this last team. Or if you guys have any other ideas of, because to me, that's, I don't know, man. I don't want to say it bothers me. Let's try it. I think we're going to go next here, right? Yeah. Who we want to pop off here this time? Let's try to pop off Duchess, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Boom. Okay. Take another turn. Ooh! If only we had Soul Reaper to come in there, right? Let's get Sify out, get another revive, but it's okay. We're so fast that we're gonna already get back to the crack shot, already take an extra turn again. We're already one turn away from the A1 again. Let's go in with the freeze. Let's get a nice cleanse here. Let's get the A2. I'm gonna put the A2 this time on Arbiter because Rotos scares the hell out of me. Need to keep our reviver alive. He's going to be cleansed that freeze. He's going to pop off 1. He's going to pop off 2. You know who you can't pop off, though, is my RB. There we go. I'm still standing. Better than I ever been. All right. Boom, boom. Okay. Ooh, this is a big moment of truth here. I needed that cleanse so bad right there. But the cool thing is, in this situation, I can get some increased defense. I can buff everybody up. I can take my extra turn. I'm going to give it to Arbiter. That's going to reset the cooldown of all of her abilities. Most importantly, the revive, so we can get Supreme Elhain right back up and standing. Now, of course, Rotos, the Lost Groom, I'm going to go in there and try to decrease the cooldown of his abilities. We can't control Rotos because Sify's on the same team and she'll cleanse him every time. But we can control him vis-a-vis the... Pyxniel taking him down. Pyxniel, baby! Look at this. Okay, whose cooldowns do I want to decrease this time? As much as I want to give all the buffs to... Yeah, let's do it. Who cares? Let's live on the edge a little bit, right? Got to be so careful of Rotos because he can ignore defense. I mean, ignore block damage, rather. Sorry. And defense. Mountain King. Okay, looks like I should have given it. Looks like I should have given it to Arbiter, huh, guys? Oh, all I need is one turn. And we're right back in this. We can freeze, but not Rotos. Yeah, I think we're smoked here. Let's see. Oh, I feel like Rotos is going to let me have it right now. He's going to let me... Oh, no. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. And that's 4. Oh, Rotos! So you're seeing right now why, unfortunately, a team like this can't and won't be top end game meta. But holy crap, it is super fun. And there's a lot of promise in these lords, I think. Are you high on them? Are you low on them? Let me know what you think about it. I guess I'll end with the thing that I've been mentioning in every lord, faction lord video that I've had here. Is I so wish they would really, really give some thought into making these reward champions for particular factions, vis-a-vis fragments. So add an additional level or 2 or whatever you want to do, 5 levels to faction wards, and then at the final red boss of each faction war, you give fragments towards these Lord champions. I think that would be so much better than random, you know, basically you can't pull them from shards, only special events right now, you know? Basically spend.
I am happy.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna end it there. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video, and as always, take care, guys.